Howdy folks, welcome back to What If? We're up to episode 2. What if T'Challa became Star-Lord? That's interesting. Okay. Before we get to that, the Captain Carter episode was awesome. If you saw my reaction to that one. There are some people who pointed out, rightly, and I had forgotten about this because I only saw the trailer once, that there are scenes in the trailer or somewhere, maybe I missed them, maybe they weren't in the trailer, where Captain Carter is with Doctor Strange. So that would kind of imply she's going to return, which kind of implies there's some kind of a connective tissue between these episodes. Maybe just in the first season, or maybe in all of the entire series if they get multiple seasons. Kind of like maybe they're telling sort of the phase 1, sort of phase 2 sort of thing in the animated What Ifs, right? This is alternate timelines, but maybe they're building up to a phase 1, where each movie had really very independent stories that tied together with a little bit of glue at the end with the after credit scenes, and then eventually they came together with some crossovers, and then the Avengers in phase 1. So maybe they're going to do the same thing. Now this is Guardians of the Galaxy if he's going to become Star-Lord, and Black Panther if it's T'Challa. I mean, he's not going to be Black Panther, he's going to be Star-Lord, but that's phase 2, 3, and I've forgotten. So they're not like keeping in sync with the MCU phases, but it's interesting to think that maybe they are kind of bringing them together. So,
time.
Watcher's back, of course.
Space.
Josh Brolin, Kurt Russell. Okay, interesting.
Every single choice can brand.
So it is pretty much a stock intro for every episode. I don't think he said different words. I think it's basically kind of a Twilight Zone sort of intro. Where Rod Serling would say the same thing every time. After he had, and then it would go into, it's very much like Twilight Zone. Because Rod Serling would give the stock canned intro to Twilight Zone, and then you'd cut to him talking about the particular story, which is happening here, right? Because if it's going to do what it did in the first episode, Jeffrey Wright's going to come in, and the Watcher is going to come in and explain this story to us. Very cool. Star-Lord's after the Infinity Stone. Now, if this is T'Challa as Star-Lord, he's probably not going to suck as much.
Friend of your work. What are you doing here?
This is totally awesome. T'Challa's versus Star-Lord is well known and renowned.
Not the Star-Lord, legendary.
Unless he's just leading them on. He probably may know who he is, but he's just leading him on that he is impressed by him. Okay, so it's kind of a combination. He kind of is falsely complimenting him, but he's also actually kind of impressed for some reason. Very strange. But yeah, like I said, this Star-Lord's a little more skilled.
Now I almost feel.
And there he is. Okay, so in this version, T'Challa, Star-Lord, is not part of the Guardians of the Galaxy yet? Or is this going to show how he becomes part of the Guardians, or maybe he never does?
Like the old days, you'd only have ego.
So are they saying that T'Challa is the spawn of Ego? Or did they get it wrong?
Loading the world.
Sounds fun.
Yondu very quickly decided to keep this kid.
No, I'm a big enough man to admit when I'm wrong.
Oh, wow.
Here showed me that
Are you kidding me?
it was more.
I don't buy this for a second. Thanos just wouldn't subordinate to a human. I don't buy it. Oh boy, so he's not after... Drax isn't after Thanos, of course, because his wife and daughter survived, and his world has survived.
Nebula.
Wow. So this is Nebula before or without implants? Because Thanos wouldn't have ever... I mean, maybe he did take her in as his daughter, but just never replaced the parts?
Doesn't. You still wear your past.
Is that Karen Gillan? It sounds like it could be.
You ever think of going one else's? That's the name of this.
Yeah, that's definitely Karen Gillan.
Straight to Vaughn saw an opening.
I just don't get Thanos would go straight. I'm sorry. I don't buy this. This is too much.
Filled the power of it.
I mean, the Captain Carter thing, everything made sense. That all could have happened. I just cannot believe this one thing. This Thanos not only giving up his quest to, his plan to eliminate half the universe, the universe, I guess. But also then just becoming a hired hand for some human. I just don't buy this.
We can all agree that
So it's a collector heist it is, huh?
the collection is much bigger than I anticipated.
Howard the Duck? Howard the Duck? Oh, that's a vampire, right? We're getting real close to Blade. Yeah, there he is. So in this version, just dawned on me, in this version of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is more of like the Merry Men of the Galaxy, right? Instead of Rocket, do they get Howard the Duck as the talking animal? Wakanda. Oh, very cool. His father was searching for him. Uh-oh. Nebula's betraying him. You might not want to hit him with the pointy end of that.
Thank you. I am forever.
Is she going to join him too?
A dagger forged
Uh-oh.
dark matter.
Okay. So we've got Captain America's shield. We've got Thor's hammer. Is one of those guns on the right the one that Coulson used to shoot Loki? Bunch of swords and a bunch of daggers. Oh, Hela's helmet. So we got to speak of the implications of Captain America's sword. So this, either we're getting colliding universes, or this is not the universe with Captain Carter, right? Because that shield, or did I say sword? That shield would not have existed. Come on, Thanos. Show what you got. Hopefully that wasn't all of it. She just used a tiny bit, right? You're not going to make that. Oh.
Roof over your heads. Oh, karma.
So did he ever go back and pick up... We might find out. And pick up the real Star-Lord? Peter? Quill? Did he ever go back and pick him up and deliver him to Ego? It credited Kurt Russell as if we're going to see Ego, so maybe we will. Maybe we'll see what happened to him. Is this Wakanda? Yes. So this is Peter Quill?
Spare a little time.
And there's his dad.
Dear old dad.
Another day.
Yeah. Oh, so it's the Dairy Queen. All right, cool. Yeah, definitely dedicated to Chadwick Boseman. If I'm not mistaken, did he actually voice this? Was this the last thing he did? I think it was. I think I heard it was. So, yeah. Nebula is definitely Karen Gillan. I was definitely recognizing her voice. Either that or somebody really nailed Nebula. So, who do we got here? We got... Yeah, Chadwick Boseman definitely did voice him before he passed. I don't know the actors behind some of the smaller characters here. Or by smaller, I mean less screen time or less prominent. But a lot of the ones I do recognize are there. Howard the Duck is Seth Green. Oh, that's awesome. Perfect, actually. Yeah. Okay, so we didn't get the actor back for Drax to voice him. Or Peter Quill for that matter. Okay. Makes sense with Peter Quill. I mean, it was one line, basically. We're closed. Cool. Very cool. I love that Seth Green as Howard the Duck. And I love the thought that Howard the Duck would be joining the crew. That's awesome. So, I think it's kind of cool. First of all, Nebula and T'Challa are a thing. I mean, that's the impression you get, is that they have an attraction for each other, or whether or not that anything's come of it or not. But I think that's kind of cool. Nebula with her hair is really cool. Less mechanical parts because that whole Thanos thing, which I'm sorry, I just don't buy. Thanos was called a Mad Titan for a reason. He's not going to just be talked down from what his plans were, and he's definitely not going to like become part of a crew. I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. But I guess I gotta overlook it to enjoy it. I don't know why they had to even include him. Why couldn't they have just left him out? Yeah. But it's cool. It's very cool. Very cool take on it. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not really the same thing, but it is in a way, right? He's still Star-Lord, still formed a crew, and they went around the galaxy helping people. In a sense, guarding the galaxy, in a sense. So it really is kind of the same thing. Just different people, right? Huh. So no Gamora, which is interesting. Because I always thought Gamora came before Nebula, was adopted before Nebula. So what happened to Gamora? And Ego, you would have thought would have been after Yondu to get his son. I wonder if we're going to see that. I mean, because he said at the end that's another story. Why did they throw that in? Did they throw that in because that is going to come into play at some point? Peter will, not having been part of the Guardians, not having Yondu as an influence, not having Gamora as a love interest, not having the things that he went through, will he basically accept his half, what are they called? Ancients or whatever they are. Will he accept that part of him and do what his father wanted in Guardians 2 and basically be by his side? And are they going to become a threat? Instead of, if there's no Thanos as a threat, and if these are building to some sort of Avengers-style conclusion, will it be Ego and Peter Quill as the threat? I don't know. If these things are going to be interconnected in any way, that might be, and that might be why they showed us that at the end. Very cool, either way. I love the little things we saw in here. I gotta stop getting so hooked up on Thanos and not thinking that that's believable, but I'll go with it. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought of this in the comments. Let me know if I completely missed something. I think I did. I think that maybe the arm that the Collector had may have been taken from, is it Korg? Is that the name of the kind of Thor's buddy in Thor Ragnarok? Are those connected? Did I didn't want to say anything because I wasn't sure, but is that what he's getting at? Is that it was his arm? Or an arm from somebody of his species? Seemed like it. Anyway, let me know. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you think about this whole connected thing and think about Ego and Peter Quill. What does that mean? And will we see more Howard the Duck? That's the most important question. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.